Hello everybody, Noxus here. Today I wanted to talk about something, the Horizon Forbidden West DLC.
Woo! Yeah, baby! That's what I've been waiting for.
So first of all, I definitely don't know when the DLC is going to be released at this point because I thought we would have heard something about it by now, and we haven't, so I have no clue. At this point, I'm hoping we get a DLC at all. But again, for the main focus in this video, I want to talk about when the DLC is going to be taking place in the Horizon timeline. Well, you may be asking, Noxious, why should I even care when the DLC is going to be taking place in the Horizon timeline? That doesn't sound very exciting, but here's the thing. If we can deduce when the DLC will take place, we can start to assume more about what the DLC will actually be about. But once again, I want to stress before you watch this video that this is a theory video, and I don't know any of this for sure. I don't think anyone does. So take everything I say with a grain of salt. So let me start by saying what my theory actually is. When is the DLC going to take place? Well, I believe that the DLC will take place after the events of the main story. Well, how did I come to that conclusion? Well, I'll tell you. So the number one main reason why I've come to this conclusion is a tiny little detail that I've noticed about the last mission in Horizon Forbidden West, which of course is Singularity. Now this tiny detail doesn't happen during the main mission, it happens just before. So as you approach the bonfire, the game gives you two options. You can either leave for now or call your companions, and it specifically says that if you call your companions, that there is no way back. This little detail is actually extremely similar to the way the last mission worked in Horizon Zero Dawn, if you remember. It also gave you two options. So the first option was to do more preparations, and the second option was to rest before the battle. And once again, the game stressed that there was no way back if you selected this option. So when these options were presented to me again in Horizon Forbidden West, I thought it was going to be the exact same as in Horizon Zero Dawn. However, it wasn't quite. So here's where things get interesting. So in Horizon Zero Dawn, you can complete the last mission. However, once you do, if you want to continue on with your journey, you have to go back to the save file that the game created just before you started the last mission. So what this means basically is that all of the events in Horizon Zero Dawn, including the Frozen Wilds, canonically must take place prior to the events of the last mission. However, in Horizon Forbidden West, once you complete the last mission, you can also continue your journey, but with one major difference. If you choose to continue your journey, which of course I highly recommend, the game will continue as if you have completed the last mission, which means you can interact with NPCs in the world and they will know that you defeated the Far Zeniths. It means that you can interact with your allies and they will talk to you about how we need to get ready for the coming threat, which is of course Nemesis. So what that means is that all of the side quests, all of the errands, all of the cauldrons, all of the NPC interactions can canonically take place after the events of the last mission. And I think that that difference between Horizon Zero Dawn and Horizon Forbidden West is worth looking at. This means that the DLC for Horizon Forbidden West canonically, as of now, can take place at any point. But I think that it's going to happen afterwards, and I'll tell you why. I believe Guerrilla Games did this purposefully. So here's the thing about this. You can argue that, hey, Noxious, you know what? That means that it could take place at any point of the main story of Forbidden West. It doesn't necessarily have to take place after the events of the main story. However, there are a few more reasons why I think it will. The main reason is that I don't think Aloy is the type of person who would just kind of wander around and mess around with something as threatening as Nemesis headed towards Earth. I think that anything that she did after the events of the main story would be very purposeful. And I can argue that all of the extracurricular activities that you can engage in after the events of the main story in Horizon Forbidden West are purposeful. If you do the cauldrons after, you can make the argument that, you know what, now that she's defeated Far Zenith, she knows the main threat that's coming with Nemesis, she's going to want to override all the machines that she can to help in her battle against Nemesis. You can argue for the side missions. A lot of the side missions, you're helping the people of the Tenakth lands, and you can argue that she's helping them in these side missions because she wants to build up their strength and also gain some more allies to help in the fight against Nemesis. So those are some of the examples as to why you can argue for that. However, I don't think the story that they're going to present in the DLC is going to be some kind of side mission that you're going to be able to complete whenever. I think it's going to be something very important. So again, this goes back to the importance of finding out when the DLC will take place in the timeline. Because if you assume that the events of the DLC take place after the events of the main story, then we can start to assume about what the DLC will be about. For instance, if you assume that the events of the DLC take place after the events of the main story, then you can come to the conclusion that maybe the mission will be that you're going after Hephaestus again, because as we know, Hephaestus has escaped once again. If we're going to be fighting Nemesis, we're going to need Gaia at her full strength, and that means we're going to have to capture Hephaestus again. So that would mean in the DLC, we may be chasing after Hephaestus into the Burning Shores.
Why are you running? Why are you running?
And I think that makes a lot of sense. The DLC for Zero Dawn was based around Hephaestus, causing trouble in the cut. So it would make sense that the DLC for the Forbidden West would also center around Hephaestus. Hephaestus is a huge player in the Horizon universe. So that's why I've come to that conclusion. I believe that the DLC will take place after the events of the main story, and I believe that it's going to center around recapturing Hephaestus somewhere in the Burning Shores. And if I'm correct, if that's the case, I'm excited to see what that means for maybe new machines we'll see in the DLC. Maybe Hephaestus will take what he learned from being in the Far Zenith system and he'll make some crazy stuff that kind of mixes the old machines with like specters or something, and there's like crazy new designs. But what I think would be really cool is just how he had that awesome boss battle with the Fireclaw at the end of the Frozen Wilds. I think it'd be really cool if we had this sort of boss battle with some crazy new machine that Hephaestus has created with the Far Zenith technology. I think that would be awesome. But once again, please make sure to take this all with a grain of salt. This is all my theory, and I don't know any of this for sure. I could be completely wrong, but what if I'm not? But what do you think? Do you think I'm right, or do you think that I'm completely wrong, that I'm reaching way too far and that I'm looking way too much into these kind of things? Let me know in the comments below. And also, if you have any theories about when the DLC will take place or what the DLC will be about, then please also let me know in the comments below. So yeah, that's it. I hope you liked this video. If you did, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and hit the bell icon to be notified when I upload next. Once again, I'm Noxious Asp. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.